Israel has confirmed the last 20 living hostages held by Hamas since October the 7th, 2023, have been freed from captivity. And in return, nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees have been released by Israel. Just one of many reunions today. The 25-year-old had been working as a security guard at the Nova Music Festival. His father said he saved dozens of people before being kidnapped by Hamas gunmen on October the 7th. This is some of what he had to say.
I always boasted there about my parents and the good upbringing they gave me. Eliakim, of blessed memory, always told me that his father used to say to him, "Don't be right, be wise." Many times there, you had to be wise.
And this was the moment that Matan Zangalka was reunited with his mother. The 25-year-old had been taken with his partner Ilana Gritsevsky from near Oz. Ilana was released during the November 2023 ceasefire. Well, there's been overwhelming joy too for the family of 22-year-old Matan Angrest as well. His parents watched their son being handed over to Israeli army officers this morning from inside an army base. And there were family and friends waiting for him at an Israeli hospital, jumping and cheering when they saw that he was being released at last from Hamas captivity. On October the 7th, the Israeli Defense Forces soldier had been in a tank that was attacked near the Gaza Strip perimeter. Well, meanwhile, in the West Bank, there have also been jubilant scenes today as hundreds of Palestinian prisoners and detainees freed by Israel began to return to families and friends, some having been in prison for several years. This is Khan Yunis in Gaza, where some of the returned prisoners and detainees have been arriving back. 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees altogether have been released by Israel in exchange for the return of the hostages, the living hostages, and the dead hostages as well. And Hamas, by the way, have said that of the 28 dead hostages whose bodies they were supposed to be returning, initially only 4 actually are going to be returned, and that has caused some anger amongst the hostage families and relatives as well. And in fact, Israel's Defense Minister Israel Katz has said the announcement that Hamas will hand over 4 bodies of Israeli hostages is a failure to meet their commitments. Well, US President Donald Trump received a rapturous welcome from the Knesset, the Israeli parliament, where he declared a new chapter of peace in the Middle East.
And after so many years of unceasing war and endless danger, today the skies are calm, the guns are silent, the sirens are still, and the sun rises on a holy land that is finally at peace, a land and a region that will live, God willing, in peace for all eternity.
So that was President Trump. Well, our Middle East correspondent Hugo Beshega is in Sharm el-Sheikh and joins us with the very latest from there now. And, well, we've had momentous scenes already, Hugo. The release of the hostages, the release of the Palestinian prisoners and detainees. But in a sense, what's going to happen in Sharm el-Sheikh is equally momentous because it is supposed to chart the future of peace in Gaza.
Yeah, Ben, after those dramatic scenes in Israel with the return of the 20 living hostages, those dramatic scenes in the occupied West Bank as well, with the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners from Israeli jails, and after that speech that President Trump gave to the Israeli Parliament, the Knesset. The focus now, at least the political focus, turns to Sharm el-Sheikh because of this summit with more than 20 world leaders for the official signing of the Gaza deal. This is where the deal was reached last week. This is a summit that is being co-hosted by the Egyptian President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi and President Trump. And I mean, this is very significant, but also very symbolic. This will be another victory lap for President Trump, who has been heavily involved, personally involved in these negotiations for a deal.